Otep, I am the Amen Osiris, the one and only undisputed God of law. We are deception stoppers, the 4D destroyers. All right? I'm not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. I don't advocate that you don't split your human offspring. I simply advocate you made them in private, you raise them in private. And today I'm going to prove some very, very significant facts. Number one, I'm going to prove to you, again, the violation of separation of powers. I'm going to prove to you today that and I'm coming from New Jersey, any warrant for child support in New Jersey is void. I'm going to show you how to void a warrant, okay? And we're going to show you that the warrant is void based off this information. And we are coming from New Jersey Administrative Code Title 10, Human Services, Chapter 110, Child Support Program. Subchapter 1, General Provisions of the Child Support Program. And I quote, Title 4D of the Social Security Act, color of law, delegates responsibility for the operation of the child support program. Oh, wait, let me move my box. I'm sorry. Child support program to state 4D agencies. All right, there is no such thing as a state 4D agency. In New Jersey, the state 4D agency is the Department of Human Services, Division of Family Development, Office of Child Support. This is in the executive branch, okay? It does not have judicial powers. The OCSS shall be the single and separate organizational unit. All right, single, alone, separate, apart, by itself, responsible for the administration of the child support program. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. The OCSS shall oversee the delivery of child support services involving welfare. Look, the judiciary. So they're oversee. Oversee means supervise. Okay. The judiciary's administrative office of the courts and respective components of the judicial district, namely the family division, the probation division, child support, and the finance division. All right, so it tells you right here that the judiciary is working for the Department of Human Services. It is no longer judiciary. All right, here's some of the contractors: county prosecutor, county sheriff, state attorney general's office. Now here it is, line 7. Contracted service providers of the New Jersey Child Support Program. These are all contracted service providers. The judiciary, all these people. All right, these are contractors. All right, just as I showed you the other day. Okay. Now, check this out. By the department or any other entities or contractual agents under contract or agreement with the department. Okay. That's your sheriff, the court, the judge, the clerk of the court, anybody else who has a contract. Okay, these are contractors. Let's go down to the definitions. And if you read this, you'll find that contractual agent is very prevalent here. Okay, and 1 second. All right, look, U.S. citizens. All right, let me just get to the absence of reference in this chapter to a power of remedy available to the child support program under federal, state statute, regulation, or rule shall not operate as a waiver of any such power or use of any such remedy, procedure, or mechanism. Yeah, right. What I want you to see is the definition of the word contract. Look, the department and any of its contractual agents as defined herein providing child support services. All right. So the department is the Department of Human Services in the executive branch. Its contractual agents are the courts, the sheriff. Let's see. Look, working on a program, function, or service as contractual agents of the 4D agency and staff contractual agents of the program. But what I want you to see, look, the department and any of its contractual agents as defined here in providing child support services. All right, but what we're going to do is I'm going to go down to definition. Look, so that court order, look, there is no court order in child support. It cannot be because the executive branch does not have judicial power. When that court is performing under that contract, it is not performing under the judicial branch. It is performing under the executive branch. All right, look, the court. All right, let's see. Definitions. Let's see here. Contractual agent. means an entity providing child support services or functions of the child support program and is inclusive of those agents of the program procured through purchase of service, contractual agreements, or memoranda of understanding with the 4D agency. If you look up the word understanding, it is a contract. So if you've ever went to court and the judge asks you if you understands, and you say yes, you made a verbal contract. So what you want to say is, no, sir, I overstand that. But what I wanted to tell you and show you and prove to you today, let's look at the child support warrant in New Jersey. Okay. You got to look at the wording, fellas. Okay. All right. This is a sample. You can find this in the New Jersey Child Support Hearing Officer Programs Operations Manual. All right. What I've done is I've taken the liberty to highlight some information for you. Number one, look, county. County is a corporation. Docket, child support number. I'm not sure what this DFD number is. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But either or, these are federal case numbers. All right. This docket, look, this is a federal district, FD. Child support, all right, that's federal. This is a child support case number. That is federal. All right. County, that is a business. Now, here it is. To the state of New Jersey, to the child support agency operating in the state of New Jersey is what it's to say. To the sheriff of the county above or any constable or police officer. These are all contractual agents. Pursuant to the authority of this court, wait a minute, what court? How does the court have authority and you're no longer a court under that contract? You're the executive branch. Section 10, subsection 3 of the rules governing the courts of the state of New Jersey, you are hereby commanded to arrest Jackie Doe. Now, Jackie's in purple. All right. And confine this person to the county jail. The subject, excuse me, subject has failed to make child support payments as directed under the court order. You're not a court. You're the executive branch. If the above person cannot satisfy the condition of the release, you must bring that person before a judge of this court. Okay, number one, all right, it is no longer court. Once that court signs that contract and becomes a contractual agent, they are legally employed by what? The child support agency operating in the state in the executive branch. The executive branch does not have judicial powers to issue a warrant. Okay, that is why they contract with the court. Okay, the subject may be released upon payment of $13,000, whatever. Now, here's the thing, fellas. This is the problem. Here is the subject. Name, all caps, Jackie Doe. Look, address. See that there? That zip code. Date of birth, and here is the identification. So if you look on the Social Security card, this name and this number will appear. This is how they are identifying the what? The subject or the person. And you'll notice here, in the matter of, it says obligor. The above named person, obligor, is subject to proceedings to enforce a court order to pay child support. Okay? There you go. All right, and just so you know, gentlemen, that is not bail. All right, you cannot get them on excessive bail. This amount is not bail and will not be returned. It will be used to satisfy all or part of the total amount in arrears on the obligor's child support order. All right, this bill should be going to the United States Social Security Administration. Now, back to the identity. Let's look up identity. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how New Jersey writes it off. Look, arrest, applicable to taking of property. Isn't this property? Isn't this property? This and this is property of the federal Social Security Administration. They're taking this property. You have agreed to become surety for that property. Let's continue. All right, we're going to go down to the word identity, and then I'm going to show you the New Jersey State Constitution and how New Jersey is getting over. Where's that? EFG. All right, identity. Now, herein lies the problem. Black's Laws, 4th Revised Edition, page 880. Identity. Sameness in the law of evidence. The fact that a subject person, or thing before the court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. Okay? So if you get a knock on the door with an arrest warrant for child support, what you want to do is you want to ask for it. Can I see the warrant, please? Yes. Are you Jackie Doe? No, I am not. Number one, I don't spell my name in all capital letters. Number two, I'm not identified by a social security card, name, and account number. Okay. And number three, I'm zip code exempt. Here's my affidavit of proof. Okay. They're coming to seize property, and what they want you to do is be surety for that property. Okay. But you got to look at the words. Sameness in law, the fact that a subject, all right, there's the first word right there. Look, it says the subject may be released. Then it says the person, the above named person. That's all caps. That is the property of the Social Security card, Administration. All right, you got to look at the words. Okay, look at your words. So you got subject and person, and now we're going to go into thing. Look, the fact that a subject, person, or thing. So we got two things. We got two guaranteed identities of the obligor right here. Obligor is a subject, obligor is a person. Or thing before the court is the same as it is represented, claimed, or charged to be. That's why you got to separate yourself. Now, we're going to go to person, we're going to go to subject, we're going to go thing. Excuse the sniffling. This change of weather has got me all messed up. Person. A person is not such because he is human, but because rights and duties are ascribed to him. Well, it should say to it. The person is the legal subject or substance of which rights and duties are attributes. An individual human being considered as having such attributes is what lawyers call a natural person. All right? No such thing as a natural person. It is not in the Biblios. It is not in the Quran. It is not in any other text of creation. It is all right. So it is a man. So here, a person is not such because he is human. Okay, but so that's the person. We're going to go down to the subject. Subject, one who owes allegiance to a sovereign and is governed by his laws. What is a sovereign, gentlemen? All men are sovereign. So this is dealing with a king or a queen. Case in point, I hate to say this, Queen Elizabeth is a sovereign, all right, and she has subjects. And believe it or not, Queen Elizabeth owns the United States. She owns every inch of America. Okay, so technically, she is the sovereign. The United States cannot be sovereign. A state cannot be sovereign because they are corporations. Corporations cannot be sovereign. Now let's look up that word thing. The object of a right, whatever is treated by the laws as the object over which one person and persons lies a duty. Who does child support? What person lies a duty of child support? The obligor. The obligor is identified by a social security card, name, and account, a social security number. All right, it is identified by an all caps name that is on the social security card, which is the property of the Social Security Administration. And it is identified as being under federal jurisdiction. Okay? This is why you have a right to look at a warrant. All right, if you look at a warrant, okay, and it has this information, guess what? That warrant is void. Now, let's look at the New Jersey Constitution. It says, no warrant shall issue except upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the papers and things to be seized. It doesn't say persons. It says things to be seized. What are they seizing? They are seizing this thing. This is a thing. You have been, you volunteered to become surety for that thing by using it. Okay? This is not you. Social security cards are not, no way, shape, or form identification. Matter of fact, Social Security warns people, do not use the Social Security card as your identification. It is not. All right? So any warrant in a state of New Jersey, and any state, is void. Okay? Now, if you get caught out there, all right, it's going to be hard to talk your way out of it. But when you get out of jail, if they take you, okay, if you know your shit, you might be able to get over. If you don't know your shit, you're going to jail. All right? But either or, it's not a good situation. that being said, what's going to happen is once you get out, if they happen to arrest you, once you get out, you're going to go and you're going to get a copy of the warrant. And I guarantee you success right here. Because under New Jersey Constitution, it says, well, what is the thing that you were seizing? Well, we were seizing the obligor. It'll tell you right here. The obligor. Look, the above named person is the obligor. So this is the obligor. And this is, incidentally, this is a receipt for payment that the obligor will make to get out of jail. Or if you got the money to give it to them on the spot, they'll let you go. All right? They're taking bribes. All right, the above named person, obligor, is subject to proceedings to enforce a court order to pay child support. All right, so it's the obligor. It is a thing. It is a person. It is a subject. It is not a man. Go to the New Jersey State Constitution. Look, all right, we the people of the state of New Jersey are grateful to Almighty God. So that means that persons are men. All men are by nature free and independent. Free means not subject to the legal constraint of another. Independent means not dependent, not subject to control, restriction, or modification from any given outside source. You, fellas, are independent. Anytime you go to the government to ask them for anything, you are depending on the government. More so, the driver's license is the most dependency. It's the highest sold piece of crack in this country. Okay, it is the highest piece of the highest drug, the crack. Everybody, oh, I need a driver's license. No, you do not. If everybody took the license plates off their car and turned in those driver's license, if everybody in this country, in America, not United States, but in America, all right, was driving without plates, was driving without registration, was driving without license, they look. Guess what? They after a while they couldn't. Yeah, a couple people might get pulled over here and there. But after a while, they're going to pass legislation. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to tow every car in America? They're going to arrest everybody in America? No. But you're dependent on that shit because you're scared. You're scared to not have it. Okay? So these warrants, these child support warrants, which are issued, these warrants are not issued by a court. These warrants are issued by an automated warrant generator. Presently, warrants are produced by probation's automated warrant generator program. Okay. What they did is the judge gives them a rubber stamp. So what they'll do is they'll come over here and, of course, they got their little computer system, which they run the Social Security number in. They're going to run that Social Security number and figure out that Jack Doe, the property of Social Security Administration, has not paid and been surety for the $13,000. Okay? They're going to bring up this information, driver's license. They're going to add a picture to it. Look, and you notice they have a description down here. Race, African American. My race is human. Hair brown, eyes brown, height 6 feet, weight 210. Big boy. Okay? And this is how they track you down. And then you say, yeah, I am. You're becoming surety for it. So if somebody was to come and say, are you Ahmed Osiris? Yes, I am. Well, we have a warrant for your arrest. No, you don't, because I'm not in your system. Without this information here, gentlemen, check this out. I do not have a Social Security number. I do not use a zip code. I do not get mail. And I damn sure don't spell my name in all capital letters. Okay? I damn sure don't. Now, it doesn't mean that they won't snatch your ass and take you to jail, because it happened to me back in, April. All right, no big deal. All right, when they came and they raided the crib, they raided the office, stole my computers, stole some of my weapons, stole $1,000 in cash. Okay, I still had to go to jail. All right, but guess what? The lawsuit's already been filed, fellas. All right, let's see. I spent 4 or 5 days in jail. Shit, I'm getting at least $1 million, $2 million. Okay, and guess what? They refused to show me the warrant because they know they didn't have this information. The only thing they had was my name, the address of my office. Okay, they had no other information. Okay, because I have a copy of the warrant. They do not have this information. So that arrest was false because I'm no one's property. So, gentlemen, this is how you tear down a warrant. All right, go to the Constitution. You'll find that this warrant is void. All right, because number one, it is giving homage to a thing. Look, things to be seized. The only thing that the government can seize is the person who is volunteered to be surety for this name and this number, all right, who is under federal jurisdiction. That's it, fellas. I'm the Alman Osiris. You need help? Bang my email, 4D_destroyer@yahoo.com. All right, and I will give you an education. Not that I already have it. You should be free by now, but I'll keep doing it until you get it through your head. All right. But the warrants are void. The sheriff's department is taking bribes to get this warrant. The judges are taking bribes in order to use their name on the rubber stamp for this warrant. All right. And the warrant does not come from court. It comes from what? The executive branch, who does not have judicial powers, all right, to write warrants. Okay. It's time. The mask is off, gentlemen. I've unveiled it. It's time to be free. I told you the gloves are off. All right, I'm shutting child support down with or without you. Hotep.